Assalamualaikum and greetings to the panels. My name is Muhammad Aqil bin Zulkhairi, code 27. Today, I will present to you my research titled Comparison of Contact Profiles between Malaysia and Philippines on Men's Rugby 7 during SEA Games 2019. The independent variable of this research are Malaysia Rugby 7 teams and Philippines Rugby 7 team. The dependent variables is the contact profiles that contain 12 performance indicators, which is ruck successful, ruck unsuccessful, line out successful, line out unsuccessful, scrum successful, scrum unsuccessful, single tackle successful, single tackle unsuccessful, double tackle successful, double tackle unsuccessful, total tackle successful, and the missed tackles. These 12 performance indicators will be analyzed by observing 9 matches that involve both of the team. To be informed, there are no significant studies about the comparison of contact profiles between Malaysia and Philippines during SEA Games 2019. And now we move to statement of the problem. Both teams are in top place during SEA Games 2019. Malaysia's the team has a silver medalist and a Philippine team was a gold medalist. Jones et al. Stated that the examination of winning and losing performance managed to find that there are certain statistically and practically significant distinction between the two groups. The research objective is to determine the difference of contact profiles between Malaysia and Philippines in men's rugby sevens during SEA Games 2019. This study will find the differences of performance between both teams. Let's move to the literature review. Individual or team performance informations may be a critical element in determining whether or a particular team win or loses in a game. In order to improve the optimize the quality of the rugby 7 at all stages of the competition, it is necessary to conduct sports performance analysis in order to evaluate either individual or the team performance. The success of the rugby union team has traditionally been assessed by comparing the results in the winning teams and the losing teams. According to M.D. Hughes and Bartlett in 2002, the success percentage of lineup throws by the opposing sides may vary substantially between winning and losing performance, with the most apparent variations being visible through the performance indicator. Through the lens of the sport, performance indicators are defined as the identification and characterizations of performance behavior before emphasizing the things that we want to examine and categorizing them as such. Once this definition have been established, they can be used to determine the performance indicators and to define performance against some form of outcome that was previously used in the competitive settings, but is now used as the medium to evaluating the overall performance of a team or individual. Rugby Sevens performance analysis research has advanced recently to include identifying longitudinal differences in patterns of the play, the effects of performance indicators on tournament outcomes, and performance indicators that related to the point scoring and the winning flows. Sport success may be measured and evaluated by using performance indicators. Understanding performance markers related to the sporting achievement is critical for coaches looking to enhance future technical, tactical, and physiological performance. While the most relevant performance indicators should be distinguished between successful and failed results. Furthermore, winners have an effective defensive game with a higher success rate at the tackle and more total tackles, stated by Watson. Set piece performance is crucial in addition to open field activities with the winner capturing more opponents' lineouts and being more successful at the scrum. However, in rugby union, inconsistent performance is driven by the external factors such as opponent strength and past team performance and changing climatic conditions, stated by Hughes. In rugby union, rotational analysis has been used to identify the positional variance in match demands, stated by Quarry. analyze performance, and also to establish team and individual talents linked to the success. Furthermore, notational analysis is used to study elite rugby union players and identify the variables that contribute to their performance in their respective positions, stated by James 2005. For methodology of the study, research designs can consider as the structure of the research. It is the foundation that holds all of the research elements together. A research design should be based on some technique. After subject and issue of the research have been chosen and established, goals should be correctly described, ideas should be properly defined, and the hypothesis should be properly framed. The research design should be created. Quantitative research design is suitable for this study because it is studying representative sample. As it is non-experimental, it's also investigate about the comparison between two groups, which is Malaysia and Philippines men's rugby 7 team. Malaysia and Philippines men's rugby 7 teams were participated in SEA Games 2019. This study is searching for difference of a content profile between both teams. It used causal comparative research designs. It is used as a ex post facto. Ethically, it cannot be manipulated. So in conclusion, causal comparative research design is a research design that only looks at the difference between groups and is suitable for comparison purpose. Sampling may be defined as a method or strategy for obtaining the topic. The subject must be exposed, and the researcher must inform them on the methodology, procedures, and equipment. A non-probability sampling is suitable, and can be focusing on purposive sampling, as this research possesses certain traits that are critical to the study, which is both teams are independent variables for the research that will be analyzed. The inclusion criteria that have been listed for this research is Malaysia's Rugby 7 team and Philippines Rugby 7 team and SEA Games, while the exclusion criteria are gold medalists and silver medalists on men's Rugby 7 during SEA Games 2019. Instrumentation may be defined as the equipment or material that is required and utilized to carry out the research process. Notational analysis will be used and acting as the instrument, and the reliability being used is the percentage error. This is because the main purpose is to seek the difference in contact profile between those two teams. The software that been used are statistical package for social science and Nextport Basics Plus. The data collecting procedures in this study begin with ethical issues linked to the study. As a consequence, ethical approval was used as evidence that the methods used in the research did not harm any people. The research then recognizes the study's background, objective, and performance indicator related to the performance analysis support. The researcher must also explain a few specific instances, providing information about the video of the content profile for each assessment. Following that, the study describes the research settings, including information about all the matches and team members that participated. The researcher must also conduct data collection, which include collecting footage of contact profile from all 9 matches in the tournament. Following the collection and observation of the video footage as part of the study, the data will be analyzed utilizing notational analysis and software application. The research objective is to compare contact profile between Malaysia and Philippines in men's rugby 7 2019. As the objective is finding the comparison, there are two categories of independent variables, which is Malaysia and Philippines men's rugby teams. There are 12 dependent variables, representing all of the performance indicators, which is numerical. The distributions of the data is normal, so independent t-test is suitable for the data analysis of this research. Generally, intra-tester reliability has been used in this analysis. This is because to make sure the validity of the SEA Games 2019 men's rugby team event is absolute. This type of analysis requires the observer to analyze the data twice. In other words, each match that involves the top two nations in SEA Games 2019 men's rugby need to be observed two times. This is mainly because to avoid deflection of the results that will lead some argument on the validity and reliability of the result. Referring to the book title, Notational Analysis of Sport, second editions, the percentage error that has been calculated need to be below than 5% or else the data is not valid. To calculate the percentage error, observer needs to refer that the formula that have been used is fixed. Based on the table above, the overall percentage error that have been calculated from the first match until the last match for each nation is below than 5%. In conclusion, the data is valid and can be accepted by referring to the statement from the book Notational Analysis of Sport in second edition. The table shows is the result of the normality test for performance indicators in rugby. As mentioned just now, the data can be determined as the normal when the significance p-value is more than 0.05, so that the set of the data that already undergoes the normality test can be considered as a normal distributed data. As for conclusions, the test that will be used is parametric tests of inferential statistics which are focusing on independent tests. The method of independent t-test has been used which to compare performance between top two nations. Independent t-test has been used in the analysis which needs to determine whether there are some statistically difference between the means of two groups focusing on Malaysia and Philippines. Moreover, this method has been chosen due to the data from this study which is a parametric test. Comparison of the variable which focusing on mean can be seen clearly in the table. Majority of the performance indicator shows that our p-value is more than 0.05, so that shows no significant difference between both teams. But we can zoom in to the scrum unsuccessful in the green box. There is significant difference of scrum unsuccessful for Malaysia with the miss value 2.6 and standard deviations 0.84 and Philippines means 0.8 and standard deviation 0.84 with the conditions 2.85 degree of freedom 8 and the p-value is 0.02 which is less than the alpha value 0.05. And now we move to discussion. 11 of the performance indicators shows that there are no significant difference between both teams. As we can see, the p-value of the majority of the performance indicators are more than the alpha value, which is 0.05. This result, supported by Hughes et al. 2012, is stated that several variables were evaluated during the 2011 World Cup competition and no differences were discovered that influenced tournament placement. The examination of winning and losing performance of a single managed to find that there are certain statistically and practically significant distinctions between the two groups, is said by Jones. This theory related to this finding on Scrum unsuccessful. The table shows that the Scrum unsuccessful have significant difference between both teams because the p-value is less than 0.05. This finding, supported by Dean Higham 2004, is stated that successful international rugby 7 teams tend to retain possessions in scrums, and John 2004 said that the set piece performance is crucial in addition to open field activities, with winner capturing more opponents' lineouts and being more successful at the scrum. That's all from me. Thank you for watching and Assalamualaikum.